offensive, exploitative, incorrect, politically incorrect, the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
Other countries, it's actually way worse.
Yep.
So, for example, the United States, there's a lot of people who get very, very upset, some for right reasons, some for not, about racism in America, right? And the way that I kind of think about it is like racism exists all over the world,
correct?
Right? And we should do everything we can to not have racism exist, right? And on top of that, there are certain situations where it's more likely to happen than not,
correct?
Right? And so if we can identify that stuff, then like let's address the real problems and not screw around kind of crying wolf when it's not real.
Correct.
Now, I say all of that as like I think that most people, when they look at a problem like racism, they come at it from a genuine, hey, we should solve this.
Yeah.
Right. There's other countries in the world where this isn't not only is not a conversation, it is 1,000 times worse.
Go anywhere in Asia.
Well, and by the way, that doesn't make it okay.
But it's just the reality of the world, right?
It's just the relative component of this is very fascinating because it's much more of a conversation in the United States than it is in many other countries as well. And so what you start to really kind of peel apart here is that conversation is important in the United States, right? And we should solve the problem. But these other countries are actually, whether it's racism or other types of issues that the United States now is kind of facing, it's actually really antiquated in some ways.
Completely agree.
Right? And so you've spent, how many years in Romania?
5 years.
Okay. And then before that, lived most of your life all throughout Europe.
Yeah.
Right? How much worse off is the United States versus these countries and vice versa?
That's a really good question. But you've just nailed it because in some countries, the conversation really isn't a conversation. Like I live in Romania now, right? I'm not a Romanian. I live in Romania. Now, I think in the last census, it was 99.7% of people inside of Romania are ethnic Romanian. Like
99.7.
Okay. So nobody goes there, really. And you do get some interesting observations. I was Bucharest, the capital city. People always say to me, hey, Tate, are you okay over there? There's mafia and stuff. And I say, look, you live in London. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Bucharest, the capital city, is extremely safe.
Really?
It's extremely safe. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, there's mafia. But the mafia boys are not interested in your wallet. Like the chance of random violence is statistically zero. If you have a big mouth and make big enemies, you're going to go missing, right? But that's the same nearly anywhere in the world. If you're going to run around running your mouth, you can do that here in Miami, you'll get in trouble, right? If you show people respect, the odds of random violence in Romania is basically zero.
And just so we're clear as we go through this conversation, you're half black, half white.
Half black, half white.
All right. And going to a place like Romania, 100% white, 99% white?
Yeah, 99% white.
Okay.
It's 99% white. Everyone's white. And
so in a good case, people just think you're tan.
Yeah, they think I'm tan. But even some of my friends who came to visit me who are black, they don't really have a problem with it. But we're never going to be seen as Romanians.
That's my point. It's more so it's just very obvious because the country is so homogeneous in terms of the skin color.
Yeah, okay. We're never going to be seen as Romanians. And it would be insulting for me to try and be a Romanian. This is what's kind of unique because in America, you can turn up here, you can look Japanese, you can be from Japan. But if you speak fluent English without an accent, you're American, right? But you can go to Japan and speak.
And that is a very aspirational thing and heavily encouraged by the country and not seen as a negative. It's actually seen as a positive. Hey, we want people to come here
completely
that are contributing to society, that are smart. We want them to become Americans, the American dream, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, what you're saying is other countries, that's not true.
Absolutely not. You can go to Japan and speak fluent Japanese without an accent, be perfect. You don't look Japanese, you are not Japanese, and you will never be Japanese. You'll never be treated like a Japanese. And every man out there does not want his daughter with you because you're not Japanese. It's the same thing in Romania to a degree, right? I was in a taxi and it was 3 a.m. and these two girls were walking. We were in the taxi and they were walking through the park. And I said, I still find it very strange that girls walk alone at night here, everywhere, and there's no problems. And the taxi driver said to me, yes, but they're Romanian girls. A Romanian wouldn't hurt a Romanian girl. As in, it's like, why would someone hurt her? Because we're all Romanians. That's completely gone from the West. So that was like mind-boggling to me. But then also, if the police stop me or something, I am treated with additional suspicion. Oh, especially because I have a nice car, right? I have 17 nice cars. Don't want to brag. But when I have 17 supercars. But if I get stopped in the Lambo or the Ferrari at night and they come up and there's a foreign plate, it's a British plated car, and they come up and they find out I'm American, they do call for backup. They are very sketchy. They're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Is it because you're American, because you're half black, or because of the car, or
I think it's a combination of everything.
All three.
But I've been in the car with my Romanian friends when the police stopped them, and it's far more relaxed. It's far more like, hey, you were speeding. Oh, no. And they're like, like, yeah, I was speeding. And they're not angry. Like, it's kind of interesting as well, because an American cop, if you speed, will be genuinely mad at you for breaking the law. Whereas a Romanian cop will be more like, we all do it, but I got you. Ha ha ha. And they all laugh and have a joke, and then you pay a bribe and it goes away. It's like, it's very much more chilled. But when I get stopped, it's not chilled. I'm not a Romanian.
Would American cops be more chill if they got the bribe?
Maybe. But then also, no one runs from the police. Police never get shot. Like, it's just a different environment completely. Like, there's never been, I think the police have killed one person in like 22 years or something. Like, no one, it's just a different environment. It's really, really safe place overall. So it's kind of cool from that perspective. And you're right, but the way I'm treated in Romania, if I was treated that way in America, I'd be kicking off and this is racist. But they're racist. They are racist. But I just think, I'm on their turf and I respect it. So it's like, it is what it is.
It kind of almost sounds like